Hi, welcome to Lazy Girl Looks, Reese Witherspoon's Get the Look. I'm excited to be with you guys today. I started out with tinted moisturizer again, and because I used our skincare and put the Nangai oil on right before, I only needed to use about half a pump. And I'm just going to put this in general all over my face to even out my redness and to make my face primed and ready to go for the other products that are going to go on. Now, I skipped some of that, obviously. All right, there's the Candlelight. I'm going to put it on as my concealer. So I'm going to put that around my eyes where I'm a little bit darker. I'm going to put it a little bit on the edges of my nose just to kind of blend the color in. And then I'm going to leave the spots where I need extra concealer there for a couple of minutes. Not too long, though, so that it hardens up, which is what happened last time. All right, and then I am going to put on my concealer, which I'm going to use just alone as a highlight. See if it works this time. I actually ended up putting too much on, and I skipped a bunch of this part, so I took some of it off and just put it on my rag because it was too much. So you're going to put this in the place where you want to highlight on your face. All right, and then I go ahead and I add the blush. Nope, just kidding. I did Mocha Java. And this is where I'm going to contour. Now, she just has a very light contour, so I'm just going with a light color. So I'm going to put this in the spots where I want shadows on my face. And this slims you down. So it's going to be right under your lip, right under your cheekbones, on the top of your forehead, pretty much everywhere where I didn't put the highlight for the most part. So I rub that in, and I think I only show you half my face, but I promise I did the other half. I just took it out so the video is shorter for you. You just want to rub that in. You don't want to rub it in too much, though, because you still want it to show. I find that sometimes I rub it in a little too much. All right, there's my face all contoured and highlighted. Now I want to apply blush to the apples of my cheeks, so that's why I was smiling there. So I have it. Ooh, there's a little too much right there. So I have it, and I'm just going to blend it in, and our blushes are super blendable, and they are cream to powder. So once they set, after about 2 minutes, they're there. They are on your face for the rest of the day. It's kind of awesome. Just like their eyeshadow or their shadow scents. And I'm just getting those cheeks so ready, just like Reese. I should have talked in a Southern accent because Reese does Sweet Home Alabama, which is one of my favorite movies she does, and she's Southern in that. So I'm using bronzer for my base color on my eyes, because she has kind of an orange look in this picture. So I'm so super fast. Anyways, when Cooper was born, or before he was born, we used to turn on Sweet Home Alabama and put on earphones and put it on my tummy, and then he would always kick to it. So Sweet Home Alabama just kind of has a sweet place in my heart. We tried to do it with Ethan too, but he wasn't as responsive to it. All right, so I'm just smoothing that bronzer in all over the place. So I put it all over my eyelid, even though I really only wanted it on the upper as the transition color. But I wanted to have it blend pretty well because I'm also going to do it on the bottom of my eyes. And so that's why I put it all over my lid, just so it looked very similar to what I would be doing on the bottom. So now I take Mocha Java. I'm going to put that all over just the lid part of my eye. So I took the bronzer up to the brow bone, maybe even a little bit higher, so that you could see it even when my eyes were open. So I take the Mocha Java and I spread that all over. And if you'll look at her picture, you'll notice that she has a ton of shimmer on. These stars really like the shimmer when they're going to have photos taken of them. I do not blame them. And so what I did here is I put some Mocha Java shimmer just on the corner of my outer lids so that I had a little bit of a sparkle and shine. And I also have another kid talking to me in this video. I cannot escape my children. I love them so much, but oh my goodness, it is so hard to try to find time to do a video. So there's my Mocha Java shimmer, and I'm just barely going to blend this in because I really want the shimmer to shine through. So I barely touch it really at all, and I kind of liked the look of that. And I kept looking at myself and thinking, I look sick with these eye colors. But wait just a few minutes and it will all come together. But the process is not pretty, nor is actually putting on makeup. Oh my gosh. we make the weirdest faces when we put on makeup, and when I have to watch myself do it, I'm like, oh girl, close your mouth, stick your tongue back in. All right, now I want to do the same technique that I did on the top of my eye on the bottom. So I put just a little bit of bronzer on the bottom of my eyelid, and I really try to take the brush and push it up towards the top of the bottom of the eyelid, because you don't want it all the way down your lid. I got a hair in my eye right there. You don't want it all the way down your lid. You want it to just touch just on the very like 1/4 inch of your eye on the bottom lid. All right, so now I'm taking that Mocha Java just so I have the same layer, and I am layering that on top of the bronzer. So I did the exact same thing on the bottom, just in a consolidated form that I did on the top. So the look is gonna be really evened out. And I do it to the other eye. Oh no, I keep going because I wanted it to be a little bit more dramatic. See, don't I look a little bit sick right here? But then when I put the onyx on, it all comes together in the mascara. So let's see what I'm doing next. Oh, I'm just doing the other eye now. So I kept most of the eye portion in, because as you notice, I'll usually show you half of what I do, and then the other half of the face I'll delete. But with the eye portion, I really wanted you to see all of the awesome layering techniques that Shadow Sense does. So once these colors are set, you can layer on top of them, and the bottom layer won't smudge. So I just wanted to clean it up a little bit around my eye so it looked more polished. And they weren't quite set yet, so it was perfect. So like I said, she had a ton of shimmer. So I went ahead and took the Sandstone Pearl Shimmer, and I really played it up. So on the inner corners of my lids, and then right under the eyebrows. And then I did just with the wand, I just added a little bit more shimmer on the bottom part, because she was shimmerific. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm gonna start using it now. I still look sick, huh? Beauty is a process, ladies. Beauty is a process. And I just do that with my finger because it gives me the most control over it. And I didn't want to totally blend it out because I wanted it to shine. And so I do go through and blend it a little bit more. There we go. All right, and now I believe I'm gonna get to my eyeliner. So, yep, I'm using Onyx on my eyeliner. So I used this new brush for the very first time. As I was using it, I was thinking I should not try out a brush for the first time in a tutorial. But whatever, it worked well, and I actually really like this brush. It is the e.l.f. Angled eyeliner brush. I just got it at Target, I think for $3. And on the other side, it has the eyebrow brush. So I really liked it. I would totally recommend it. So remember, when you're doing the winged eyeliner, you don't want to go too dramatic, but you want to come up in a line following your bottom eyelid. That gives you the eye lift instead of making your eye look droopy if you just go straight down following the top eyelid. And then I do it real quick on the bottom, and you of course want to get that well, and then you want to connect it on the bottom up to the top. So on Reese's picture, she did a very narrow towards the inner part of her eyelid, and then she did much thicker as it went out. So I kind of tried to follow that. Brushing those brows. I did notice on Reese's picture that she had a bit of a heavy brow, and so I tried to take my brow a little bit darker and thicker than I typically would. So, sorry, my kids keep coming in and I'm like, get out. All right, so I mix, once again, the same thing I pretty much always do, about 2 parts Onyx to 1 part Mocha Java. And then I'll mix that with a new brush, and then I will use a new brush to actually apply it, so it's not going on too heavy anywhere. And to apply it, I use a thick but short eyebrow brush, and I just brush it in strokes. So you want to brush up, you want to brush in hair-like strokes, and you're going to brush up to the peak and then lift it and brush down to culminate in a triangle type on the bottom. So Eyebrows have been one of my new favorite things to do. I never used to do them very often, and they're so look, they're pretty easy to do once you figure out your brush stroke, but it definitely has a learning curve. So do that, and then I do the other eyebrow to match it, or not match, just be similar, and then I put my mascara on, but once again, it is not Synergent. So see that I look so much better now. It's all put together. I don't look sick anymore. So the main colors that I used on my eyes were the bronzer, the Mocha Java, and the Onyx. And I am applying apple cider, talking to one of my kids again. I'm applying apple cider, which is a matte color. So you have to be really careful with the matte colors. They're highly pigmented, and so anything will show up. So you shake it really well, and then you get off all of the product that you possibly can off the wand before you apply it to your lips, because if it's thicker in any area on the wand, it will show very visibly on your mouth. So this is layer 1, and then I speed through and do layer 2 and layer 3. And when you put it all on, I love the color of apple cider. It is just a very pretty neutral, but it has a lot of color to it because it is a matte color. Like I said, it has high pigmentation. So you have to be very careful applying it. And then I throw on my glossy gloss, and instead of using matte, I throw on my glossy gloss, and then I use my, oh, just kidding, I'm on layer 3. I just kicked another kid out of the room. That's what you keep hearing. All right, finally I did do a little bit of pearlizer while I was waiting for one of the layers to dry, just to add a little bit of glow. So I put it on the spots that I mainly highlighted, just to kind of, like I said previously, the pearlizer is kind of the glue of Synergents, so it brings everything together. Oh my gosh, I just kicked another kid out of the room. I need like serenity. All right, there's the gloss. And what I was saying previously is I rub it in with my lips, my finger, and then it becomes more matte. So there is the complete Reese Witherspoon look. Gotta do the hair to the side, of course.